phase 1, the diver prepares to perform the movement and exert the force needed to carry out the dive. In this position, the diver steps up and starts to walk towards the end of the board. Phase 2 is when the diver unleashes the force. As the diver pushes with one leg, their other leg is at a 50-degree angle and their arms are directly straight into the air. This position allows divers to reach maximum height and exert maximum force while performing a dive. At this point in time, there has been no error in play. Step 3, also known as the point of no return, is shown here as the diver is now in mid-air and in motion with his knees bent to his chest and his arms grasping them tightly. As the diver spins around in circles in the air, on his third spin there is an error. In step 4, also known as the finished off step, is when the error in the dive occurred. Due to overturning on his last spin, he landed on his back instead of his hands breaking the water first. In this dive, he was supposed to perform a 4.5 somersault, but he did a 3.5 somersault, which accounts as an automatic failed dive, earning 0 points across the board. The error in this dive can also be explained using Newton's 3 laws of motion. The law of inertia states that a body in motion tends to stay in motion unless acted upon by an external force. During the dive, the diver was supposed to perform a 4.5 somersault, but only did a 3.5 because he did not turn fast enough to do all 4 spins. Since he was in motion, the law of inertia would allow him and his body to stay in motion, but the water acted as the external force, causing him to fall out of motion before finishing his dive. The law of acceleration states that the acceleration of an object is directly proportional to the force and inversely proportional to the mass. This law is evident when the diver made contact with the water when he landed on his back. The splash is much larger than it would have been if he were to have entered the water with his hands first. And lastly, the law of action-reaction states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. This can be seen when the diver jumps off the board into the water. As they jump, they push down on the diving board and the board pushes back and allows the diver to jump high into the air. In this case, the diver did not get enough height, which caused his failed dive. In conclusion, to have ended the dive with a better outcome, the diver could have done a few things differently. In step 2, when the diver pushed off the board, he did not exert enough force to complete the full 4.5 somersault, causing him to land on his back. If the diver would have pushed harder and jumped higher, he would have had enough time to perform the last spin. When diving, everything has to be precise to a T. The smallest error can lead to an epic fail.